Brakes are a very important part of a car. Inside this wheel here, you can see the rotor and the caliper. That is the disc brake system that slows this car down. Yesterday, there was a terrible grinding in this front disc brake system. It was horrible. Did not know what the situation was. So last night after church, we went and picked up some pads. Come home, tore it down last night. The pads look great. But on the inside of the passenger side, there was some bizarre glaze on it. Come to find out, it looked like it was grease or something. So took brake cleaner, cleaned it off, then took a little bit of sandpaper, took that off. What seemed to be happening is that grease that was in there seemed to be picking up sand, and it was grinding on that rotor, making a terrible sound. We had just got new tires put on it. I don't know if that's when it happened or it picked it up some other place. I have no idea. But it made the brakes and the operation just cringe when you hit the brakes. And so that's all taken care of. And now we have the proper resistance that we need to stop this car. Now, sometimes in life you have resistance and it's not advantageous like the brakes. And when I find that there's resistance for the child of God is when you start really promoting the things of Christ, then you have that resistance. It's there. This is exactly what's happening in our devotional today. Is Moses goes in chapter 5 and he declares once again, let my people go. But this time it's let them go so they can go out and worship. And when this spiritual component is added, then Pharaoh adds the fact that they've got to go gather the straw now to put in the bricks. And so this is terrible because the people are already enslaved. They're already working hard. And now Moses, going on God's behalf, is making things more difficult for the people. And so they're not happy with him. And so we begin to see that in verse 22 and 23 of chapter 5, that he goes to God and he's upset. And I think that I can identify with this because it's like, hey, this is not working. Last night when I was working on this brakes, I had to take them apart and put them back together several times because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I took all the grease off, cleaned it all, ended up kind of having another problem, had to work it out. And it's like, how come the more I do, the worse it's getting? This is what Moses is trying to figure out. When there is resistance on the other side, we need persistence on our side, and we need to persevere through the situation. We're going to find that Moses did just that, and things turned out really, really well. At the bottom it says, just a thought. Can you praise God in the good times and the bad times? It's hard to maintain a good attitude when things are not going well. It's hard to maintain a good attitude when you are experiencing resistance. So let us look to this story and be encouraged that in the end, God wins. The people are free. They're delivered. His word stands sure. He sent Moses as a deliverer, and the people were delivered by the power of God. Praise God. Have a great day.